Hey, sorry. Blame Abbott. He was distracting me. Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com.
What didn't he like about the last segment? Is that what he's complaining about?
No, he never complains about what you put on the air.
Never.
No. Nor do I.
Closed circuit to Abbott. I'm having trouble with hip cricket. Every once in a while you have to reboot it when you get to that third
once
hour.
Once a show you have to.
Yeah, and I keep trying to send, it's asking me for a verification code, but it won't send it to my email like it says it does, and I can check my email on my phone now thanks to him. Then it says, didn't receive the code, resend it. And it won't now, when I try to resend it, it has one of those, when it's like no left turn and it's got the red circle with the line through it. Now it won't let me resend the so I don't know what to do. I need help because I need that connection with my audience. I know
you do. It's
I
important.
need the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line. Did you see a doctor today?
I did not.
No.
I did not.
I just wanted just wondered.
Got my workout in, and
what does your workout consist of?
I'm not even going to talk about it.
Why? I'd like to know. No, it's because now Abbott's going to say nobody cares. I think people do care. I think people do care about you.
Well,
I do.
I work out with my trainer 2 days a week.
Yeah.
That was usually, it's on normally on Wednesdays and Fridays.
My family has joined the YMCA.
That's good.
My wife goes there often. Baby brother Peter does. Deuce does. I've yet to go inside YMCA, but I'm going to go to the YMCA. I don't like to rush into anything.
No, why would you?
I don't have one of those guys that dives head first. I'm not one of those guys that just dives head first into things. So I'll probably wait another year or two, and then I'll start going to the Y.
Yeah. No,
I plan to go.
I just get my cardio in. Basically, I don't have to lift weights. So I do that with the
Fitness King.
So I don't lift when I'm not seeing him, but I just get my cardio in the elliptical and look out at the river and daydream. That's about it for a while. And then then go back to my room.
That's it?
That's kind of it. Yeah, I just get some good cardio going and nothing special. Like most people, that's it.
You've told me, I hope I'm not, giving away any secrets, but you're thinking sometime, and don't know exactly when, but you will just give it all up in the media, right? Eventually, there is going to come a time.
Well, of course.
And it's not that far away, I don't think, either.
No, it's not. No, it depends on what current situations
right.
Be, but yeah, I mean, you get to a certain age, and that's
I don't need it anymore.
I don't want. Yeah, I just I've done it all 50 years. I don't need to. I enjoy watching.
Right.
I heard you talking earlier that there's program predicament. Why are the Wild playing at 8:30 tonight? TV thing, right? I mean,
they're on ESPN, so they must be doing a doubleheader or something.
And that means 8:45 or 8:50 probably. But yeah, I still enjoy flipping around and watching our local sports teams play. I still get aggravated with like I said the other night with the Wolves game and watching a while. I have high hopes for both of those teams this spring. But yeah, as far as getting involved and all the rest of that stuff, no. I have other interests and other things.
Will you check in every once in a while?
Well, that's not imminent, but
yeah, I know. But when you do,
well, of course, if you're still here, you will be.
I signed a 3-year deal.
Well.
And then that's going to be it.
It won't be 3 years for me.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It could be 3 weeks, 3 months. I don't think you're going to be here much more than a year or so, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest with you. It depends on.
Well, we'll miss you. We'll really miss you.
Yeah, I can tell.
Wolves, who do we play tonight?
The Bulls.
Chicago.
And Chicago is...
They're a decent team.
They're all right?
They're about 500, 21 and 22. And the Wolves will be... I heard Tana earlier say Julius Randle appeared on the injury list. I guess he was at shoot around this morning. It's always, I think they just say, oh, my foot hurts. Put me on the questionable list. And, 3/4 of the time they end up playing. But, so I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens but with Julius. But he's been playing, overall, he's had a very, very good season for him. But the Wolves got to be licking their chops a little bit licking their wounds after that performance the other night. And,
they've lost 3 in a row, right?
They've lost 3 in a row. Yes, and they got
lost 2 to quality clubs.
Right.
Their teams in that top 6. They lost to Houston and then San Antonio, but then they lost to a pretty bad Utah team. So
yeah, I would suspect they'd bounce back tonight. Even though the Bulls are a decent team, like I said, from a record standpoint, but they're in the East where they don't have the same competition as most of the top Western teams do. But it's just another game right now. You got to just keep trying to improve your positioning in the standings and see what happens in April. They're going to be there. They'll be in the probably top 4.
I'm not paying as close attention to the NBA nor the Milwaukee Bucks as I once did.
Oh.
And the reason I mention is because I see up on the TV screen they got Antetokounmpo up there now. Weren't there? I thought there was rumors earlier that he might be traded. Were there rumors, or did I make that up?
Pretty much all summer, I think there were rumors. And he's denied it, but he's
that's
also
a lot. They're not good, right? Right now, I mean they're below 500. I don't think they're a very good team.
No, they're not even a playoff team. They're 18-25. I mean that tells you a lot about their supporting cast as well. And they're not. No, that's not acceptable for Doc Rivers' team.
He's scoring fewer points every game. He only played 15 minutes last night.
Yeah, it's. You think about when he's at his best, when he's healthy, he was as dominant long before Wemby came along, and players like that.
Well, you could have made the argument he was about to be the best player in the league.
Yeah,
a true superstar. Maybe he still is.
I don't know what's going on with the supporting cast. I honestly haven't seen a lot of the Bucks this year, but they're kind of in the mix with a lot of teams. Orlando, Miami, the Bulls. I mentioned Atlanta, but they've dropped out. They're, like I said, they're not even in the top 10 right now, and that's not going to sit well. And then whether or not they end up moving Ante. It remains to be seen. They got the trading deadline. I don't think he's going to be moved this season, but I mean before the trading deadline here, middle of February or a couple weeks away. That's going to be interesting, but I can't imagine. Except they're
awful without him. That's what it says right on that score. It says 15-4, 15 and 14 when he's with them, 3-11 when he doesn't play.
Wow, man, that's unreal. So I guess that says it all. As far as what their future is and how they improve their basketball team around him, I don't know what their particular issues are. They were really good for a while. They were, right up there. And then now the Pistons have gone from worst to first, basically in a very short period of time. They're 32-10. They got a healthy lead over the Celtics for second place. And the Knicks have got internal problems, and the Karl Anthony Towns situation seemingly is growing more frustrating by the day.
Well, what is that all about? What's wrong? I loved him. I've always been a big bodega cat. Is he just plain awful?
Brunson and there's some internal strife going on, and they're fading. I mean, they're still the third ranked team in the East, but that doesn't say much. That doesn't bode well for a team that way.
Well, they were really good to start the season. If I remember correctly.
They were, and now they're. I mean, that trade right now, when you look at it, the Wolves got
fleeced him.
Randall, DiVincenzo, and ended up getting the 18th.
Yeah. And you were against it? No, wait, I was against that.
You were against it.
Yeah, that's right.
Berenger.
Yeah, I was against that trade, wasn't I?
I think you were.
I can admit.
You can once
sometimes
in a while. It happens.
It's rare. It's like a blue moon, but it happens that I miss. Yeah. I also saw, I think this was more one of those gambling things because they're on with everything now. But it was like in tonight's games, who was going to score the most points. And they had Ant rated second. They thought he would go over 30. And that's an easy one with Ant, right? I mean, my gosh. I mean, he scores. Game, 30. It seems like, I don't think he scores at the pace that SGA does. I think SGA had 40-plus again last night. He's not at that pace every night.
No, but he's a 30-plus guy.
He's a scoring machine, and I'm sure he'll do this. I mean, to me, it's almost a safe bet. Over 30, yeah. I mean,
was that the over-under?
Yeah, I think it was like 30.5 is the over-under, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely take over. And I think he's still feeling the slight of not getting the All-Star bid and that whole.
Did he say anything about that?
Not that I've seen publicly. If he has, I've missed it. So I've not heard that, but.
Because I think some guys don't care about that, but I think deep down, I think all would like to get it. I don't know if
not so much going to the game; it's just being the prestige of being mentioned with the top players in the league. And he's worked very hard to put himself in that position of the next generation after the transition from the LeBron era into where we are today with Wemby and SGA and some of those players. And Ant is right among, and obviously Joker and Doncic, those guys are always there, but Ant should be mentioned in that same breath. He's right there with the rest of them.
Part of for me, the issue is if I really had any with Ant would have been, it seemed like his basketball acumen wasn't growing much. He was still making a lot of the same mistakes he always made. And people kept telling me, give him time. He's very young. And, my comeback to that was, well, he's been in the league 4 or 5 years. I know he's, 22 or whatever, but maybe there is more to that younger age and time you've been in the league, because that was in and other people. I think I heard other people that I respect with the same opinion. It's like, enough of the young stuff. You've been in the league 5 years, but like from what I'm reading, again, the people that I trust, the people that follow the Wolves on a regular basis, and is making more adjustments, and he's getting better at understanding the game and the limitations that are foisted upon him because of what the other teams are doing to him. And it's not like they're not just going to let you stand out there and jack up threes. So he plays a smarter game now. He picks his spots. He can still take over games when he needs to, but he knows that, well, I'll get my teammates involved in and he's much better at that.
His game has definitely gone to another level, and I think there's still more to come. And I think that's the beauty of having a superstar like this on our team is rare. I mean, but it's fun to watch because he does have a lot to his game, and when it comes down to it in the fourth quarter, in particular, when teams when they start really playing defense and when it matters, he's certainly capable on that end as well. He doesn't, he's not the type of guy. He can be chirping at the refs a lot, and he still does that thing where he drives to the lane and he may score, and then he holds his arms outstretched. And looks at the ref going, "What? I should be getting an and one here. I mean, what? How did you miss that?" And it's something either about the way he positions his body, because he's so physical that he just doesn't draw the fouls, obviously, that SGA does, and he doesn't go to the line nearly as much. But having said that, his mid-range game is accelerated. His ability to hit obviously corner threes, you can tell he's been working on his shot. And he's just a genuine superstar right now. And even though he has an off night, he didn't shoot the ball that well the other night when they lost in Utah, but he still made some really key baskets to give them a fighter's chance of winning that game. So, yeah, there's still more in the tank to watch this young man. I think he might be like 27, 28, 3-4 years from now. I mean, if he continues to be as motivated as he is, but he wants to bring a championship to Minnesota. He's talked about that. In that context, well, that's what you want to hear. It isn't so much about how many points I'm going to average per game. It's about winning a championship, because really that's all that matters. These guys all got the money, as they say, and it's a matter of getting that ring. You like this team, don't you? Well, I still think they should make a move. Like I talked yesterday with you, I think there's some. Do you think they will? What do your sources tell you? I think they will. I think it's going to be a major move, but I still think they need. I mean, they need scoring off the bench, is what the people that tell me that I trust. Yeah, again, I'm not picking on Mike Conley, but the other night I did yesterday because he played. I thought he played too many minutes. I think it got back to Mike too. Well, that's okay. Maybe it'll motivate him. Maybe. Come on, and I'm not. It's not like Bones Highland is. You're going to think of the Sixth Man of the Year award. But I just think that you needed someone to give you a little bit more offense at that point when they were struggling against Utah. Here's something, a night-by-night thing. Here's something the listeners need. They need a keyword from Tennessee. Right. Maybe they can put $1,000 in their hand. What you got, Tanner? Yeah, the fan wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword bonus at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is bonus. Enter now at KFAN.com. Couple 13-14 pastime comedies tend to be. He's Mark Rosen. So these are the I don't want to say they're under the radar, but people, your offensive and defensive lines. So for Detroit, Ragnow, their all-world center, retired, right? And he was going to come back. Until I think he saw the Lions play that game and lose. He said, I changed my mind. I think I'm out. They say he didn't pass a physical. I think he didn't want to play. Dan Skipper, again, not a household name, cultish figure in Detroit. Yes. But a sixth man, play all positions. Can you slide him in anywhere? Right. He's out. He's retiring. He announced that today. And there are two other Lions offensive linemen, left tackle Taylor Decker and center Graham Glasgow, are contemplating retirement. I've heard that. If they all retire, oh boy, well, the Lions have no offensive line, and then if you have no offensive line, it doesn't matter if you have Jared Goff, the what do we call them, the Smash Brothers? No, Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you have Sonic and Knuckles. Doesn't matter if you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Right. If you have J-Mo.
if you have Laporta, and it doesn't matter because your offensive line can't protect the guy. And so, and they drafted they draft offensive linemen, but the two guys that played a lot last year were just meh. So if these guys retire, and the thing, and what drives retirement for most offensive linemen? Well, it's physical. Mm-hmm. Like here's what here's what Skipper said.
Epidemic of.
Here's what he said. Well, you start getting some pretty intense surgeries. I'm old, tall, so we'll see what happens, is what he was saying before he made his decision to retire. He said on January 4th, he played through a lower back injury all season and had some doctor's appointments scheduled this month to get imaging on his back that could determine his future. Apparently, those visits with the doctor probably led him to believe this just isn't worth it anymore. Like when you're 31 and all of a sudden you get 41, you can't walk
you have
anymore.
arthritis for the rest of your life and can't enjoy your family. And I think about how long it took to build that lineup for the offensive lineup for the Lions. As you know, they were perennial losers. But that's what it took. And then they filled in the critical positions around them. But you're right. If they start over again, this is why it's such a delicate balance in the NFL year after year. And even as we just talked about with spread swing, trying to pick a winner. There's no clear-cut favorite in these games. And it's, you start looking at their offensive lines, and the Vikings are facing another transitional situation. They invested a lot of money, and look at Ryan Kelly. Talk about injuries. They thought he was going to be the answer at center for the next, at least 3-4 years. He's probably played he could have played his last game in the NFL. And Darisaw is now back. At TCO, I saw a picture of him yesterday working out. This whole past year was almost. It was a recovery year after the ACL injury. I was at that game in Los Angeles when that happened. And for the big guys that weigh, 325, whatever, it's really tough to come back from that kind of an injury to have that flexibility and be able to be that guy and that quick first step. But one would hope that he's going to be a lot more successful this year. But the price you pay that no one can see, that no one's watching, we're just waiting for him to play on Sundays. That they again, they're well compensated. I understand that, but it's a tough grind. I don't understand. They're going, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, there was, I don't remember which lineman it was. I don't think it was Vikings. I think it was one of the playoff teams. Basically said, well, once the game's over on Sunday, then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going through everything just to get myself
your body
physically ready to play. And then I better look at the game plan. Yep. And even Dan Skipper, in his Instagram retirement announcement said, 24 years of putting on the pads and helmet every fall. Think about 24 years, because that's pro, college, high school. Mm-hmm. This year, I'll trade that out to pursue a career on the other side in coaching. So he's just decided that physically I can't do it anymore. And you're right, the Vikings have decisions to be made there too. And I just think it's just that, and you see it all the time. This is the other thing about, I tweeted this out after, I don't remember which game it was. It was one of the playoff games where there was like 2 or 3 injuries in a row. And I said, basically, really, postseason play is just it's a war of attrition.
It is.
How many times do you have? You look at it was one of the offensive lines. I don't know if it was Seattle or who it was. I don't think it was. It might have been San Francisco. So all of a sudden, it's like 3rd string left tackle, 2nd string left guard. The center, he wasn't in the league 4 weeks ago, and it's like. So you're not even playing with the best players, that you had when you started the season. That's every team, but I'm just saying, it's just, you get beat up so bad, especially on the line, that it's like, it is just, you better have really good depth or have a coordinator that can change things up in a hurry to whatever you have left.
That's why it's so foolhardy that when the preseason predictions come out and you look at the personnel on a team, it's not like, for the most part, like I'm looking at the Twins. I just saw a tweet or something about the Twins bullpen, who's on the team. You kind of know what your personnel is going to be. Yeah, guys get hurt. We know that with Byron Buxton, Royce Lewis. But for the most part, you know what guys are going to be there day in, day out for 162 games.
Right.
They're playing, now they're talking about expanding to 18 games with an international game for every team every single year. It doesn't make a lot of sense unless you keep, the teams that are usually playing this Sunday are the ones that have managed to keep their offensive lines intact most of the year. And maybe Seattle's one of those teams. They've had, every team goes through the injuries, but it is an absolute durability contest. by the end of the season. And then you got to have the right people, obviously in the skill positions, to the right quarterback, the right chemistry to make it work. I mean, I've talked to enough ex-players over the years that are still around town, and the line like Randall McDaniel, a lot of these guys shed a lot of pounds as soon as their career's over. Randall's one of those guys. And he's been a successful, teacher for many, many years, but I mean, his body hurts all the time. I mean, you take that kind of a beating for how many years he played at the highest possible level that got him in the Hall of Fame. He's paying the price for it, and he fortunately is doing better than most. And that's just the nature of the beast of what you sign up for.
Yesterday, after we left the air, it was announced that Brian Flores had signed a contract with the Vikings of the defensive coordinator. There is a caveat. If he gets the head coaching job, either if he's offered the job at Baltimore or Pittsburgh where he's interviewed and he accepts, he gets out of that contract. Do we have any reason to believe that he won't get either of those jobs, or is this still up in the air? Do you know? Have you heard anything?
I mean, there's nothing 100%, but I think the Vikings have made it very attractive for him to stay.
But if he got an offer, do you think if Baltimore said we'll give you a 3-year deal right now to competitive wage?
But then they have to give up a compensatory pick, obviously. But that's not the end of the world if they want the guy. But I think he's gone through the process already. I think twice with Pittsburgh, and he was there. They're familiar with what Brian Flores is all about. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I think right now, given the way that the Wolves stepped up financially for Brian Flores and what they think about him, I don't think and I told you that, I mean, he wasn't going to leave for another defensive coordinator job. And now it looks less and less like he's going to leave at all. So
you think if he gets offered a head coaching job, he may turn it down?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's by now, I mean, it's not like, so how many jobs are still open? What? I mean, I don't know. 5, 6? I don't know. How many have been filled? The Atlanta one, the Giants one, is that it?
Miami,
yeah.
3?
Vegas is still looking, right?
Arizona? Were there 8 vacancies or not? Buffalo still looking?
That was up to
Buffalo,
10.
Yeah.
Up to 10, so there's still plenty of them out there.
Yeah, there are. And if you could continue to get interviews, but I think this could dissuade, it could dissuade Brian, too, from just a financial standpoint.
Is he getting paid like a head coach?
I don't know.
Why would that dissuade him? I can't imagine he's getting much as a head coach.
You must know something. You think...
I don't know anything.
Yeah, of course you don't.
No, I don't. I just know that they made it nice for him to stick around. I mean, and I think what it does, Common, I think to answer a lot of the fans who are wondering, okay, you're paying Brian Flores, let's just say close to head coaching salary to be, one of the top defensive coordinators in the league. You're obviously paying KOC up. They redid his contract. You're playing the general manager. They redid his contract. They better win. They better find a solution. They better win a playoff game. That's just for starters. Otherwise, as we've seen with the Sean McDermott, things can change overnight. John Harbaugh, you could have a big name, and all of a sudden you're out of luck. You're out of work because teams aren't. The patience level runs very thin, even for And the Wolves are very patient owners, but at the same time, they want results. And they deserve to have results. That's why they're paying these guys the kind of money they're paying them.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say
I hope Ronnie Jones stays.
Let's say during your heyday, when you were on top of Twin Cities television, right? When your Halcyon days.
Yeah.
If Des Moines had offered you more money than WCCO, I'm kind of making a Flores comparison. If the Vikings offer them
Des Moines?
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay. Well,
would you have gone to Des Moines for more money?
First of all, that's an impossible scenario. If you're saying Chicago or
but I'm talking about because staying as a defensive coordinator.
I see what you're saying.
Is a step down. I'm sorry, from being
a head coach.
But the money better.
Yeah.
Even so. So in other words, if Des Moines would have said, whatever you're making at WCCO, we'll give you, let's say, just for argument's sake, you're making $100 a year, we'll give you $150 a year. Would you have said, that's not double, but it's half of double? Would you have done it, or would you have stayed?
Depends on the work. I probably would have stayed because my kids if my kids were growing up, and I wouldn't have wanted to move them.
And we're all the better off for it. No, we are.
It's just an interesting city you chose.
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah. Well, how about Casper, Wyoming?
Well, that's different.
Casper is a hell of a town. I've been there.
It's a very nice
We'll
town.
pause, come back, one more segment to go. The Common Man program with Common 10 to be and Mark Rosen here on The Fan. Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common. He's 10 to be Mark Rosen here as well. The 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina. That's next month, right? How many weeks away are we? Do we know the exact
I
date?
think the opening ceremony is, I've seen it advertised a couple of February 5th or 6th, something like that. Yeah, it's coming up quicker than you think.
Minnesotans that will participate, there are many, including Tenneby and I's favorite. We have the Peterson sisters have been in studio on a number of occasions. They will be with Team USA for curling. Also, Kelly Panic, Gray Zumwinkle, Taylor, is it Heisey?
Yes. Parker's gal.
And Lee Steckline?
No, he's Taylor's guy.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You're
the
right.
opposite.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
They
stand
are all
corrected.
participating. Jesse Diggins, who is maybe the best cross-country skier ever. Lindsey Vaughn.
That's the big story.
How many...
41. My gosh.
How many other hockey players? Brock Faber. He's
Brock
got
Faber is on there.
Right.
Trying to think of the other Minnesotans on the roster. Gensel.
Gensel. Brock Nelson.
Yeah.
And Ottinger.
Jake Ottinger, the goalie.
They all have Minnesota roots.
Right.
So we're okay. We got some, if you like the hometown angle, I think we do, right? At least it seems like we have in the past.
Read about Jessie. That's her three-time medalist cross country. She's going to compete in her fourth and final games. That's
she's retiring. Stillwater, right? Afton Stillwater.
Yeah.
And then, Tenneby, and of course, we love the curling story. The one, though, to me, that one that stands out is the Lindsey Vaughn story. To perform at the level that she did for all those years. And how long has she been away from competitive skiing? It's been quite some time.
She returned last season, just reading about her. She had partial knee replacement.
Right.
And so she started, I can't imagine the training regimen she went through, but she's 4-time overall World Cup champion, as you mentioned. She's won 2 World Cup downhill races this season, which brings her total to 84. And they say she'll be the favorite in both speed events in Cortina. So, man, that's just it boggles the mind.
And I don't think that says anything about the lack of competition. I think it's just how good she is. And it is astonishing. I know we always astonishing. I don't think it's too strong of a word, because I know anytime somebody that you say that's a little old 41 in skiing terms is almost like. Seems like you're 80 years old. Because, most of the people skiing, I think, seem to be, you're on the younger
20.
side. You're in your 20s, right? Maybe 30. To be able to perform at that level when you've had the surgeries that she's had,
the mental strength that she has. I don't know how I'd be anxious to hear her tell her story about the mental exercises she's gone through. And I know that, look, we watch it on TV, and it's one of many, many people's favorite events in the Olympics is watching downhill, because it's just like you're completely out of control. I've happened to see it in person a couple times. I've covered the Olympics, and it just boggles your mind how dangerous it is and how fast out of control they are, and yet in control, hitting those gates. And it's to me, I asked me my favorite event of the Olympics. I would absolutely say the downhill ski racing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's the figure skating.
Yeah, I understand that. It's always, from a rating standpoint, I think figure skating has always been number one when it comes to Winter Olympics.
Well,
especially with all the Olympic so-called, I'm using the term darling, the women figure skaters, the iconic names that we've had over the years represent the United States in particular that have won. Again, it comes down to you're for a lot of these things, the athletes are training for 3-4 years, many times more than that, and you got to get it done in a 3-minute period. It's not like you're playing a whole game or a whole season. That's it.
When you use the Google machine, it says a recreational downhill skier often averages a speed of somewhere between 20 and 40 miles an hour. Meanwhile, the World Cup record is Johan Clary in 2013. He went 100.6 miles per hour. Think about that. 100 miles. Now, that's top speed ever.
Yeah.
Top speed ever. 100.6 miles per hour.
That seems impossible.
However, in the specialized sport of speed skiing, which I'd never heard of, anybody ever hear of speed skiing before?
No,
records push nearly 160 miles per hour on straight
down the hill?
Prepared tracks.
Oh, okay.
Which obviously is a significant difference from timed alpine racing. But even, they're going, I don't know what the average, it says typical race speeds. Olympic level skiers hit peaks near 95 miles per hour with average speeds around 80. Though winning averages can be slower depending upon the course. Because oftentimes they'll say, course conditions today, they're slow, they're fast, they're too icy, there's snow blowing, so it doesn't, but I mean.
It's a blur.
On a pair of boards, breakneck speeds.
You gotta hit the gates.
Yeah.
You're not just going straight down the hill.
Yeah.
Or the mountain. Like Buck Hill.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
That's for sure.
But yeah, it's going to be here before you know it, and people will, it's going to be a nice, I think it's if you look at it, the
4th through the 22nd.
Yeah, the Super Bowl is the 8th. So NBC's got the Super Bowl, and I believe the Olympics will just be kicking off at that time. So that'll be we're going to go right from the end of the football season, the Super Bowl, right to through 2 more weeks of the Olympics.
Tell me a question for you.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's on, big game, 4th quarter tie game. And at the same time, gold medal game for the United States in hockey. Which do you watch?
Well, they would not put them both on at the same time.
Let's just say they were, just for
Who's playing in the gold medal game?
The United States is.
If it's U.S.-Canada.
Yeah, U.S.-Canada.
Then I'm thinking about it.
You are. You would.
Any other matchup?
Okay.
Well, let's be honest. I would probably watch the Super Bowl live, and then I would DVR the gold medal game, and I would avoid social media, and I just watch them back to back.
But if I'm just looking for a choice, if you had to watch either one, you want
who's in the big game?
Yeah. The 2 teams that are playing right now.
See, like the.
Or let's say it's New England against the.
I feel like whoever comes out of the AFC, I'm not going to be that drawn to it.
Yeah.
So
backup quarterback.
I would probably pick USA Canada over Seahawks Broncos.
Seahawks Broncos or Team Peterson in curling for the gold medal.
It depends. Are they going to get us around at North Oaks after?
If they do, then I'm in. Yeah. For sure.
No. How are you guys going to handle results with the time difference? Because Cortina is 7 hours ahead of us?
I guess we could.
You just give a little heads up.
Yeah, I guess
Say,
we'll do
we're about to announce. You play the music.
And people have to understand. The people still get upset, why did you tell me who won that?
Well, there are people that do like to watch. I mean, if tend to be that way. If he's got something going on and there's a wild game, he'll DVR and he does not want to be told. I prefer not to know.
Right.
But I don't have to not know. Does that make sense? I can still enjoy the game, but I would prefer not to.
But this day and age with, again, our devices and everything else, if you want to shut out everything and don't want to pay attention and then just put your TV on, and some of these events obviously will be live, but a lot of them will be on tape delay.
Yeah. But I don't mind here on the fan. I know there are some people that think it's silly, but we will do spoiler alert. We will. Yeah. We'll say, hey, we're about to tell you the results of the United States women's curling team in their first match.
Right.
We're going to do it in 5 seconds, in 5, 4, and we'll. I do that because I do know there are people that do enjoy.
And there are a number of networks that are carrying, United States women's curling is not going to be on NBC, unless it's a championship, whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know the other networks that are carrying it, but there's always, like the equivalent of March Madness,
you have
TV
your ABCs,
and whatever
the TNTs,
it might be.
The FBI, the CIA, the BBC, BB King, Max Busby, Doris Day, too.
That's correct.
Okay, he's waited long enough. All right, Warren, what do you got? Make it quick.
Kind of upset with Tenna because 2 of his guys in Purple Prey should have been. One is the NFL Rookie of the Year. The other is another guy that should be considered up there. One is, how about Fennon Jr. with I can't remember what team he was
Cleveland.
with, but he was the best rookie. He was the best rookie in the league, and that defensive back from Notre Dame that he brought up was one of the best rookies. And nobody brought up Chris Cooper getting fired.
Yeah.
And I think that was a great move because
You do.
the reason why the Vikes didn't, Chris Cooper, their offensive line coach.
Right. Ex-offensive line coach.
The reason why the Vikings didn't win this year is because they got rid of a lot of
Garrett Bradbury. Garrett Bradbury should be the comeback player of the year.
Well, another guy that's really good on that team is Vidarian Lowe.
Yeah,
he played so well, and he played for him.
Yep.
And you know what? I tell you right now, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't if I could get two guys that were here.
Yep.
I'd get Kyle Hinton.
Yep.
Out of Atlanta,
and Garrett
because
Bradbury.
I'd use him in multiple things, and I would get Vidarian Lowe because you're not going to be able to get Garrett Bradbury,
not a chance,
because he's just too valuable of a player right now.
He's the best
and
center
it's the way they
football.
block here. Here, I got two quick things for Timberwolves. The perfect guy a guy that they need to trade for is Jalen Suggs if he was healthy. And the money's high for him. I didn't realize. I looked it up yesterday.
He's making a boatload.
This guy's unbelievable. If they had him on this team, if he's 100% healthy,
we'd be the odds-on favorite to win the NBA.
You would have to. This is what you'd have to do. You'd have to look for his health and see how the money matches up. It'd be six. I didn't realize he was 6'5", but this guy is unbelievable.
And
he's
who else?
healthy.
And
then the other point is that big center from Iowa. I have a feeling sooner or later. No, this he's from Australia.
Oh.
He was drafted this year. This guy is not only a good three, he's 7'3". I would bring a guy like that in, not until probably April. But I think our center here is going to have problems with fouls. I think he's going to miss some games, and there's injuries. I think what that says is with Berenger. Now they're keeping him here. I would get this center involved because later in the season, in the playoffs, I would use a guy like that on defense.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Not only with the other big guys that are out there, but you also could use him at his defense is supposed to be pretty good. But in foul situations are coming. You can get him in on short times in the game. Put him make it tough for them really big guys to shoot over him. I think that guy is going to be a really good player.
I got two other names for you I want you to think about when you call in. Next time we'll talk about it for the Wolves. Wilt Chamberlain and Lizzo. Thanks, Warren. Appreciate that. Those are the two of the players that I would like to see. Lizzo's got a local connection.
She does. Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain and Lizzo would be a couple of good fits for us.
Wilt.
So you'd mentioned offhandedly off air about Taylor Rogers is back with the Twins. Wasn't he like, I'm not going to try to compare him to Ron Peranowski or.
He was very good here.
But he was good, right?
And then he got traded, and then I'd have to Google him. I think.
Why is he available?
Because he hasn't.
Because he's 35 years old.
Yeah, he hasn't been as quite as effective.
Okay, I get it.
It's what the Twins do.
He's back in our price range. That's why we brought him back.
Correct.
Let me ask you a question about the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
I think interest might be at an all-time low, and I don't even think it's an exaggeration, right? What do you think the team would have to do, other than sell to an ownership group, to get people excited right away? I guess it's simple, right? A winning streak. To somehow, no matter, even though most of the team, you won't recognize a lot of the names on the roster, except for a couple of the core guys that are still here. If the team got off to all of a sudden you look at it and you go, they're 14-4. But other than that, especially if they start out really bad, it's going to be that's
the worst possible scenario.
It's going to be like it's going to be like nobody lives in the Sahara Desert as far as I know. There's not going to be anybody at the Goose.
No, I think you just nailed it. I mean, you need to have from the pitching staff, Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan get off to really good starts and get hopefully a kickback season from at least the beginning of the season from a Bailey Ober. I was just looking at their bullpen. I barely recognize any of their names. And Byron Buxton and Royce Lewis in particular have to have kind of headline, kind of like, oh, did you see what Buxton did? Did you see what Royce Lewis is doing right now? to get off to that you're not 7-8 games out of first place, because the season starts in April, as we all know, the end of March or whatever it is, beginning of April. And that's even before the Wild and the Wolves, they've still got 2 weeks to go or 3 weeks to go in their regular season. And then people will be talking about the NFL draft, because that'll be coming up, and what the Vikings are going to be doing, and da-da-da-da-da. And then next thing you know, I'm just reading that. I was just reading about the weather. It's supposed to be like the worst weather we've had in this country in I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah.
The next, people are wanting. We all know what we go through here. We can handle it here. We deal with it here. It's going to be awfully cold this weekend. We get it.
We'll get through it.
But we'll get through it because it's what we do. But we know what it's like when the weather gets nice. People want to go outside, and that's what we do. So the Twins have got to give them reasons to go to Tarjay Field. And it's
only winning. That's the only thing.
And I really do believe, and I'm not just saying this, but I think this is going to be the last year we have baseball for a while. I think there's going to be a lockout.
Really?
For sure. Well, with the Dodgers, I think it's going to be. They just keep adding, and it doesnment matter. The Yankees.
Do you think they're finally going to have a salary cap ceiling and a floor? Both?
You've got to sell some of the ownerships on it. That's to me, it's the only way you're going to have a successful league. I mean, with the television contracts being so scattered, and I mean, I don't even know, and I honestly can't remember what the Twins situation is.
Yeah, I don't know.
FanDuel or what the back used to be.
I don't
the
know
Twins.
either.
Last year was the Twins that had their own network. I remember signing up for.
Yeah, Major League Baseball didn't they? Major League Baseball took over like a handful of the teams. I think the Twins were one of them. They used all the local people.
Yeah,
the people
correct.
that have been doing the games. But yeah, it wasn't.
But you make it that difficult for people to watch your product, and it's just so isolated around the country in the big markets right now that the rest of them are. I mean, you talk about flyover land. It's kind of what other than Milwaukee last year had. A breakout season against all odds with their payroll. It's unusual to kind of have any of these teams compete anymore, and I don't know if baseball can sustain itself that way after a while. It's just I don't. So for the Twins, I mean, we know what their obstacles are going to be, and they're going to have to prove it on the field early in the year, because if they get off to a bad start, it's going to be crickets out there. They got Twins Fest this weekend too, by the way. So
yeah, they have a new
whatever they call it.
Yeah, they have a new interactive exhibit. It's called the Pohlad Penny Pinching Booth. Oh, wait, I did that
yesterday.
Latest MLB.
Joe Ryan's not going to be there, right?
I don't think so. No! Maybe he's got a conflict. I don't think it's because they're trading him.
Could he be upset though?
I don't know. Yeah, I never heard a reason for it. Derek Shelton's been around, obviously, the last few days making some media appearances, but I haven't heard anything specifically about why Joe Ryan is not going to be here this weekend.
So when you Google
too cold
latest MLB signings, Cody Bellinger returns to the Yankees.
Yep.
Kyle Tucker returns to the Dodgers. And the Red Sox signed Ranger Suarez. Meanwhile, major trades, the Brewers are sending Freddie Peralta to the Mets. Right. As if they need more help.
Yes. The Mets have to try to keep up with the Yankees. Yeah. It's not easy to do.
I mean, because Peralta is one of the best pitchers in the game, is he not? I mean, he's up there, right? I mean, that's a big name. And
the Twins signed Taylor Rogers. Sounded good, like
1 year deal
6 years ago.
Yeah.
But he's got give him the ball. He's a left-hander. He's got a pulse. That gives him an opportunity to pitch for the Twins.
And there's really not a lot of pressure.
No, there's not. I mean, you get your own personal pride, obviously.
For sure.
But, I mean,
and you're working for contracts and such like that. If you have a good performance, you can go play somewhere else next.
His twin brother, was he with San Francisco? I can't remember which Rogers was with. They were in a couple of games. They were facing each other in the bullpen. Yeah, that'll be here. Spring training, good old spring training days. My, oh, my.
Yeah, you used to go down there. You didn't have time to eat.
No, rarely.
Just work.
Well, I didn't have a lot of time for dinners, that's for sure.
Abel used to call it a grind.
It was a grind. Boy, it was a nice grind, though.
Yeah, nice grind.
Nice being in that 80-degree weather.
Yeah, lean up against the batting cage.
I try to tell people that's
talk with Gardy.
If you have it, and it doesn't matter what the team is like. I know it used to be a lot. Listen, when Kirby was down there, and then Molitor was there, and there wasn't anything better, but still, spring training is still spring training. If you get a chance to go down and catch a game,
those were the days, my friend.
Yeah, never end.
So I know we did it for spread spring, but your picks, forget about points in that. Who do you think is going to win the two games? No, but just forget point spreads.
New England and Seattle.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I kind of think.
I think I'd make this best Super Bowl, but what do we know?
We'll see you next Tuesday.
No, we'll be here next Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be gone. So when am I going to see you?
Wednesday.
You'll be here Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday.
We're heading out of the tundra.
We'll see you at 2 o'clock. Teneby, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit as we always do. We're back tomorrow at 12 noon. Stick around. Big Ticket and Brett Blakemore. What? Oh, they're at the Cage. Oh, so Blakemore's running the. It must be a big one. Big Ticket and JG are down at the Cage. It must be a big one. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Calabash, wherever you are.
Well done, young man!
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.